Hey everybody, so we're on a little trip today. Wanted to take you guys by and see some things over in France, but we decided to stop in an area that I had stopped at before. I actually moved back to the States last time because there's a few things in this little village that the Braden's actually starting to get interested in. But anywho, as we're driving down to the area, there's a nice little pretty little city park right there, along with a buried bunker right here. This town is littered with bunkers all over the place, and as you can see, this one's got some few little battle wounds on it. But this area is rich with World War II history still, because it was in the possession of France, or not in possession, but in control of the French for a while after the war. And problem with that is France was really broke at the time, so a lot of the things they couldn't do was destroy all the bunkers and such that they needed to do. So when the US took over in 51, they just basically couldn't do them all, because there was so much of it that was tied up in the midst of communities like this. So a lot of these are still left. Some of them are in good condition, but not very many. Most of them did end up getting destroyed, or at least partially destroyed. But these are pretty large ones, and they're right here next to the police headquarters, or Rathaus. Rathaus is like their city hall in Germany. This one's actually pretty well preserved. I'm really surprised that they didn't bury the gun ports here. Really cool. Somebody actually pried open the gun port. So you can see how massive these walls were on these. And there's some areas like up near Turkish Mul where there's several of them that have been blown to pieces, and you can see where like the roofs of them basically lifted off the ground and separated from the bottom half. But anyway, more to come on the next video. Continuing on a little bit north of that little park where we were at, we just walked up this road, and here's another one that's covered. It's partially destroyed on this other end. I kind of looked at it last time I was here. I think this is about the point where I stopped. All the ones up north here I kind of explored last time. But going back to that, you can see how thick those walls were here too. These are right here along the railroad track, which most of the rest of these are. And you can kind of see it through the fence right there. Actually built a road on top of that bunker. You'll be able to see it when we get up here. But there's several bunkers on the other side of this bridge, including a single man bunker and several other areas. There's more to follow. The cool little area. Which is now a Spielplatz. I guess they like turning these areas into playgrounds. Right down the end, that was a single man bunker. And this was right behind it, the building was a turnstile repair area for railroad cars and engines. See the gun port right there. There's two different ones. It's been pretty well destroyed now. Talks about the engine works. There it is. It says Einmann bunker. Single man bunker. You see there's another little port that's been filled in. Gun port. Not much to it now. Yeah, you can't see anything in there anymore. And you can't get into the other part at all. But up here, there's another bunker right there. And there's actually another one or two down on the other side of this building. I think this parking lot behind here is where I stopped at last time. This is a little bit about when they used to actually do work here and how run down it got back in the 90s. Another very large bunker, capped off with a steel plate right there to one of the gun ports. Built in 1936. Another gun port capped off. And here you can actually see this is the rear entrance again, like that other one. They capped off that gun port there and the door secured. Here you can actually see some of the ventilation ports. This one's actually kind of deteriorating up here on the top and on this side. They're dang cool though. And then I think there's another one back there in that neighborhood actually. Let's find out. And this will be the last one for here in this town. I don't know how old those houses are, but they're probably older homes, just refabricated or refurbished. They have a bunker in the backyard though. Like the other ones, they just cap off all the gun ports and all the entrance ways into it. This one looks like it took a lot of pop shots at it. And another little kiddie play area right next to the bunker. Rock wall area. And then looks like this one's pretty well covered up. You're not getting too much of that one. So I think we will leave this town and move on to the next one.